What's up, YouTube? Back with another video. I promised you guys that I would come back and give you my thoughts on the MacBook Retina 12-inch 2015 MacBook that I got refurbished on Walmart site. If you guys remember, when I was doing the unboxing, I was disappointed at a couple of things. Mainly the keyboard being so greasy and caked up. Whoever owned it prior to me, I don't know if you guys can see, but used to type a lot. And so that was one of the things that really kind of bummed me out. But the overall condition of the MacBook, I mean, it's okay. He did have a protector, which is super cool, so that you don't get any scratches on it. But the overall condition of the MacBook was in decent shape for the price that I got it at. Now, before we get into it, I've had my 2012 MacBook for what seems to be forever. This has been my main laptop that I've been using to do Excel, PowerPoint, Word, sending a lot of emails, doing a lot of browsing on the internet. This is a computer that got me through a lot of the work that I do remotely at home, using YouTube and things like that. Now, what I don't like about this computer is that I don't really use it, or I don't see it capable of doing a lot of editing work or anything like that. If you're doing more advanced stuff, then obviously I'd recommend going with maybe a MacBook Pro or a MacBook like that. But if you're looking at, entry-level MacBooks, these are two fantastic options for you. Now, going into the specs, this is a 2012, mid-2012 to be exact, whereas this is an early 2015. Now, when I ordered the 2015, I was thinking there's going to be a big difference between the two. The specs read, this is a 13-inch, this is a 12-inch. The processor on this one is 1.8 gigahertz, whereas the newer one is 1.3, which actually starts off at, I think it's 1.1, 1.2, and then 1.3. But what's crazy is this one was surprisingly fast as compared to the newer one. Moving on in the specs, the memory on this is only 4 gigabytes, 1600, whereas this is 8 gigabytes. Graphics, Intel HD graphics 5300, Intel HD graphics on this one 4000. The 2012, I haven't updated it because it is a phenomenal MacBook, and I was afraid that because it's so old, if I were to try to update it, it would mess things up, so I decided to leave it alone. It is running very, very fast, which is, I'm going to tell you, just as quick as that 2015 running Big Sur. Again, Mojave here, Big Sur here. Now, the thing that I was so frustrated with when I first got this MacBook, I was thinking, all you need to do is run Migration Assistant, and wirelessly I'll be able to transfer all the information from here to here with no problem. I knew that it was going to take a long time, so what I did is I tried to do it first thing in the morning as I was working and kind of leave the two computers alone, but that was not the case. I couldn't be any more wrong. Then I tried doing a bunch of stuff, like making sure the firewall was turned off, doing all the different tech advices that you get online, and it still didn't work. So I got online with Apple. They ended up sending me some kind of connectors, which still didn't work. So what I did was I had to get, let me show you. a G drive where I backed up each MacBook. This one I was already starting to use because I wasn't able to transfer the information from here to there. So I had some information on this and I didn't want to lose it, right? So I got this SanDisk drive. 1 terabyte was enough. I backed up both of the computers on here and I had to use the cables that came with this because they're thicker, faster, and I basically got all the data from here to here and then loaded it up to my 2015. Now, that sounds simple, especially for someone that knows what they're doing. But for me, I had to get Apple to kind of walk me through. I had a bunch of questions that I had for them, and I just wanted to make sure that everything went from here to here without any interruptions. After weeks and weeks, I was able to get all the information over to here, loaded up perfectly. I gave it a couple of weeks running because sometimes they say, because what I did is I asked Apple support, hey, I got this under the impression it was going to be a lot faster than this, but they started getting very technical. Hey, this doesn't have a fan, it's running retina display, blah, blah, blah. So they're going to be about even, right? So I'm here to explain to you, why did I get a 2015 and not something more or newer? Now, the reason, there's a couple of reasons why I got and went with this computer here. The first one is obviously it is newer, but also a couple of other things. It's got retina display, which is something that this one doesn't have. It's got 512 gigabytes of storage versus 256 on this one. And it's got a nicer keyboard, which is, again, ended up kind of backfiring on me because I was thinking it was going to be not a brand new computer, but, you know, even this one here, I don't know if you guys can see, has a better keyboard because I guess I'm not too much of a typer. I do type. I don't know why this guy had a greasy touch, but the keyboard, I don't know if you guys can tell the difference, is so much different. It's got the butterfly mechanism with individual keystrokes. Much prefer the keyboard on this, much prefer the display. You can definitely tell the difference between the two, although I will tell you, the 2012 has a brighter display. It's just not as sharp. And then the other reason I got, aside from those reasons, the reason I upgraded from this to this is because this, because it's so old, the battery gave out. And so if you notice, I always have to have it connected, which wasn't a big deal. For me, it was running very fast. It was a reliable computer. It got the job done. So I didn't see a need to upgrade, right? If it was slow, then that's a different story. But the battery went out. So as soon as you disconnected, you can't use a MacBook, which again, since I work from home, I'm always sitting on a desk, not a big deal. But it is cool to have a computer that actually works. You know what I mean? You have, I'm able to take this to Starbucks or whatever other place I need to take it to, and it's going to work. It doesn't last too long. It lasts, I mean, if you're using it like straight, it'll last, what, 3-4 hours, maybe, if you, depending on how bright you have the screen and how intensive work you're doing. But the design is something I really like. The other thing that I would prefer this MacBook on is the fact that, see if I can show you without unplugging it. It's got the Apple logo that lights up, which to me is a big deal, especially at night. I really, really like this to light up. Obviously on the newer MacBook, they got rid of that. So you're looking at just straightforward Apple logo there. But other than that, those are really the main differences and the reason that I upgraded. I do like the black border, whereas this is the stainless steel. Camera, not much big of a difference. I do a lot of Zoom calls. This one, I suppose, is a little bit better, but not much of a difference to the point where you can really tell the difference between the two. Anyway, this computer running about the same as this one. However, it's got, again, higher storage, good battery, newer iOS. Did I say more storage? I don't know if I said more storage, but the battery, and that's pretty much it. That's the reason why I upgraded. I do like the fact that it is so thin. Even though this one wasn't a bad design, I got to be honest with you though, even though this one's, 2-3 years older, it is in much better condition because I did take care of it. This was my baby. I babied this laptop here. Now, finally, the last thing, I did end up getting a this adapter again on Walmart because I didn't want to go with the Apple dongle. I didn't like something that would be hanging from this design here, even though this is a love-hate relationship, because even though I do like the minimalistic design, I do love the fact that this has an SD reader. It's got your headphones. It's got traditional USBs on each side. This is loaded when it comes to that. Whereas this is all you get is on one side, and on the other, you get your microphone and your earphone, headphone adapter plug, whatever you want to call it. So I was thinking, okay, do I go to Apple and get a dongle? Well, no, I ended up finding this for, let's see how much I got it for Walmart. I paid, I think it was $12. $17.34 is what I paid for this, which comes with all these different adapters. The biggest and most important one is the SD card reader, because I do have a professional camera that I use that uses the SD card reader, and I back up a lot of my information on here just in case, and I could just pop it right in, it reads it, and I also have a traditional USB port, so you can charge it, you can have your SD card in there, and then you can plug in a USB all at the same time. And finally, this is what it looks like with it plugged in. Again, not perfect, but a lot better than the dongle. I don't know if you guys can see. I don't mind the look. You know, I can use all my different gadgets and accessories at the same time without having to mess around with dongles. I personally hate dongles. Anyway, that's my review of this. I don't really know what I'm going to do with this one. I've had it for so long. Again, as of 2022, it is still running phenomenal. This computer is still great. So I guess I'll probably keep it until it becomes obsolete or it doesn't run anymore, which I don't see happening anytime soon, but I am going to put it away. This is a computer that I'm now using. I'm doing Zoom calls. I'm doing Excel spreadsheets. I'm doing Word documents. I'm shooting out emails and blasting out emails from this MacBook. I take it anywhere with me. Phenomenal computer. And that's pretty much it. If you guys have any questions, please drop the comments down below. If you did upgrade from an older MacBook to this, let me know what your thoughts are. Did you enjoy this? Did you appreciate the fanless design that everybody just says, oh, it's so great. It's so quiet. This has a fan. I didn't really mind it. I didn't really see or was bothered by the fan at all. And I was, again, listening to music, had, a streaming app open, and I had multiple, had a couple of spreadsheets open, Word documents open, shooting out emails. and the fan would come on. It didn't really bother me. And then again, this one doesn't heat up as much, but it does run a little bit, I don't know about slower than this, but about the same. Anyway, for me, at the end of the day, I ended up keeping it because the benefits outweigh the negatives. Thank you for watching. We'll see you with the next one. Take care.